What makes a car not just a racing machine, but a legend? Can a single season redefine the boundaries of speed, engineering, and human skill? In 1988, the McLaren Honda MP4 answered these questions by dominating the Formula One grid and propelling Ayrton Senna into the stratosphere of motorsport greatness. Designed with unmatched precision and powered by Honda's exceptional V6 turbo engine, this car didn't just win races, it crushed the competition. But was it the machine, the driver, or the perfect combination of both that etched this season into history? Join us as we explore the groundbreaking technology, the fierce rivalries, and the unforgettable moments that made the MP4 an unstoppable force and Ayrton Senna a world champion. Before we dive deeper into this action-packed story, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get all the notifications. Let's get back to it. The McLaren Honda MP4 was the perfect storm of engineering brilliance and power. It dominated the 1988 Formula One season with 15 victories out of 16 races. This machine wasn't just a car, it was an almost unstoppable force that was driven by legendary drivers Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. But behind its unparalleled success lay the ultimate weapon, Honda's RA168E V6 turbo engine. This wasn't just any engine, it was one of the crowning achievements of the turbocharged F1 era, which had reigned since 1977. By the mid-1980s, these 1.5-liter power units were producing over 1,400 horsepower in qualifying, a level of power so extreme that engines often exploded after just one flying lap. To achieve these ridiculous power figures, the single IHI-branded turbocharger was set up to run a boost of up to 4.5 bar. To curb this escalating arms race, the FIA imposed stricter regulations. Turbo boost was limited to 2.5 bar, and the fuel allowance was slashed to 150 liters. For most teams, these changes were a death knell. But for Honda, they were a challenge to be conquered. With unmatched ingenuity, Honda transformed the power unit into a fuel-efficient, high-performance juggernaut that defied every restriction. The engine, which ran on high-octane fuel, was a 90-degree V6 configuration, and in race trim produced around 650 to 700 horsepower between 11,500 and 12,000 RPM. It featured advanced fuel management systems that helped to optimize the boost pressure from the turbo, ignition timing, and fuel delivery. Sophisticated intercooling systems were developed by Honda to allow more efficient air intake and cooling power for the turbocharger, ensuring peak performance with less risk of overheating. McLaren matched this brilliance with a car designed to exploit every advantage of Honda's engine. Lead engineer Steve Nichols and visionary designer Gordon Murray reimagined the MP4 from the ground up. The car's center of gravity was dramatically lowered by reconfiguring the crankshaft and introducing a 3-axle gearbox, enhancing stability and handling. Its aerodynamic design was refined with narrower side pods and an improved rear wing, delivering unparalleled efficiency on the track. Couple these features with the reliability of the Honda engine, and you had an engineering marvel wasn't just built to compete, it was built to dominate. The MP4 epitomized precision, power, and purpose, and carved its name into history as the ultimate machine of the turbo era. As the checkered flag waved on the final race of the 1988 season, it was apparent that the MP4 and the geniuses behind its creation would be forever immortalized in the halls of Formula One greatness. But would any of the success have happened without the MP4 legendary driver lineup? The story of Ayrton Senna's career sheds more light on the answer to this question, but ultimately becomes a tale of triumph, rivalry, and tragedy. In 1988, Ayrton Senna's career took a dramatic turn. McLaren paired Senna with the reigning world champion Alain Prost, while simultaneously introducing the MP4 with its groundbreaking Honda engines. It was a match made in motorsport heaven and hell. Behind the wheel of the dominant McLaren MP4, Senna reached unparalleled heights, claiming victory in half of the 16 races and starting from pole in all but 3. His maiden world championship in 1988 was a testament to his raw speed and determination. He and the McLaren were a perfect pair. Yet as the champagne flowed, tension simmered. Prost, the calculating veteran, and Senna, the fiery young challenger, were locked in a rivalry that would come to define Formula One. Early camaraderie gave way to icy competition. During one press conference, Prost grinned and asked, "Is it possible to be equal?" Senna's cheeky reply, "No, there can only be one winner," foreshadowed the fireworks ahead. Their clash erupted spectacularly at the 1989 Japanese Grand Prix. Battling for the title, the two collided, with Prost retiring and Senna rejoining the race only to be controversially disqualified for an illegal re-entry. Prost clinched the championship and left McLaren for Ferrari, but their feud was far from over. The rivalry reignited in 1990, culminating in another infamous collision at Suzuka Circuit, where Senna, enraged by perceived injustices, took Prost out on the first corner, securing the championship in one of F1's most controversial moments. By 1993, Senna's final year with McLaren, Prost had retired after clinching his fourth title, and Senna moved to Williams in search of his next challenge. But the 1994 season proved tumultuous. Sweeping regulation changes banned electronic driver aids, leaving even Senna struggling to adapt. Despite taking pole in the first three races, fate had other plans. On May 1, 1994, at the San Marino Grand Prix, tragedy struck. A day after rookie Roland Ratzenberger lost his life during qualifying, Senna suffered a fatal crash at Tamburello Corner. His death shattered the motorsport world, marking the darkest weekend in Formula One history. Despite this unspeakable tragedy, fans will fondly look back to the days of Senna and Prost in their gleaming white McLarens, speeding down the track locked in epic battles of will. This is the Senna that fans will remember, the Senna behind the wheel of his legendary companion, the McLaren MP4. If you're curious about Ayrton Senna, his story can be watched on Netflix's newly released biopic series, Senna. This fast-paced documentary profiles Ayrton Senna, one of the greatest drivers in the history of Formula One racing, and a hero in his native country of Brazil. A legacy that transcends the track and cements him as one of the greatest figures in the history of motorsport. If you like this video, hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.